Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course, and as you can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be doing one of my favorite types of content, probably the most favorite for me, which is taking a look back on some past seasons of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And for this video, I want to give commentary on when Martell badgered Melody during season 6 about a prayer request that he had. And Melody is going to say how she responded and why to him. And he was like a dog with a bone, he would not let it go. And before we get into this analysis, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video. Then YouTube will recommend this video to more people who enjoy discussing Love and Marriage Huntsville. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. Certainly, everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on this soundbite is allowed for criticism. All right, so this is actually season 6, episode 1, titled A Halt and a Prayer. And in this scene, obviously, we see Miss Marlene and Martell talking. It was right after Martell had like a facial, an in-home facial. He was saying in his confessional how he noticed that he had bags under his eyes and he wanted to like alleviate that. So he got a facial. I kind of feel like looking back, he was probably biting off of Melody because, like, the beginning of season 5 or somewhere in there, I can remember Melody getting like an in home massage. So he's biting and making it a facial. And then Marlene comes over, and coincidentally, Sheree calls in, totally on cue, okay, for his filming this scene. And then he gets off of the phone with Sheree. Him and Mama Marlene sit down, and then Marlene asks Martell, how are things going with Melody since the Destin, Florida trip? And here's how that conversation went.
Florida with Melody. Oh, look, a lot of up and down. Like what? After a nice vacation, almost like I'm fighting and battling somebody that was like my family. Martell, this is what I think is happening with you. Go ahead. I think you are troubled inside. You're so afraid of showing people that I made a mistake. I think you're still in love with Melody, and I think it's okay to say that. When you say I miss that, that is your family. And at the end of the day, this woman is your family. She still is my family, I know you miss your family. Yeah, as a whole, I do. Because y'all had it was beautiful. Yeah. It was beautiful. So Melody and I we attended my kids' Christmas program. After the program, I just wanted to have a brief conversation with her. And, along with that conversation, she said that she'll pray on us becoming a little bit more cordial and really becoming better co-parents. Maybe she needs to come around on that end. I mean, it's still hope somewhere. So now I'm going to counseling change. What you want to counseling for? To become a better person. A better person how? I mean, what's wrong with you? Good Lord, man.
Okay, so Martell was actually laying out the premise of how he ended up asking Melody to pray. He said that they were at, a school function for one of their kids, and he asked Melody, can you pray that we get better at co-parenting? And Melody, according to him, said that she would. Well, Martell, I do want to pose the question, why don't you just like pray for yourself? Why don't you pray for your goals or things that you want out of life? Why are you asking your ex-wife to pray for something? Certainly, if it was pertaining to the children and you felt like both parents should be praying, okay, fine. But you can certainly also pray. Why are you depending on someone else for your blessing or to get the things that you need? That's just, I don't understand it. That was my first thought. And then, of course, I showed the visual on the bottom of the season 5 reunion when Carlos King got emotional speaking to Martell, saying that he thinks that Martell is troubled inside. He does not want to show the world that he misses Melody and his family, and that he's still in love with Melody. And when you say, I miss that, you're talking about the woman and the family, and it's okay for you to miss that. So that definitely is something that I'll never forget, because I'm just like, people, there's multiple people surrounding Martell Holt that enable him, that ignore the narcissistic ways, the weird unnecessary behavior, just in my opinion. And so I feel like this scene where Carlos is getting emotional and, very being super duper gentle with Martell, but Melody gets all of the crazy questions at the reunions. I just feel like this is why, like, he never changes. And then I think because also this season, in this episode, he's saying to the mom, so, I'm going to therapy. I'm going to therapy. And of course, Marlene says, for what? What you going to therapy for? What's wrong with you? And that is like a typical response to someone who is closed-minded to therapy. And then he goes, good Lord, mama, because he didn't want her asking, well, what's wrong with you? And I really think that he was saying on camera that he was going to therapy, not for himself, not even for, because some people may say he was just saying that for the judge. I think he was saying it for Melody. I think he was hoping that if Melody watched season 6, episode 1, and the editors did not edit out him saying that I'm going to therapy, he thought that that would be like an aphrodisiac, some sort of turn on for Melody. So this season, season 6, just last season, he was totally still trying to get back to Melody. I think that the quote unquote prayer request for better co-parenting was totally to try and get her to think back on happier times and positive memories of Martell. He was just hoping that she would develop some sort of romantic feelings for him, in my opinion. But he's going to bring the prayer up to Melody, and it's going to be at such an inopportune time. And we're going to break this down in a couple of different sound bites. So this is season 6, episode 1, again, a hold and a prayer. This is right when Kimmy has finished chemotherapy, and she's just so over the moon about it. And Melody is supportive. She's like, yeah, we got to celebrate that. So Melody organizes a party at a golf venue. She asked everyone to wear pink. She made some phone calls to Stormy, who was salty, Tisha, who was salty, but they still came out for Melody. Looking back, that's what I love about binge watching older episodes. This one episode was loaded with a lot. There was a lot of salt, okay? But Kimmy and Melody had the sugar, okay? But there was a lot of salt in the episode as well. So while they are all talking and having a good time, Martell is going to try and whisper to Melody. And he's going to say, how are you, Mel? How's the kids? What about that prayer? Even the editors, they put like the captions at the bottom, because he's trying to like whisper on, behind all this conversation, including conversation that Melody is having. And she is like, oh my gosh, typical Martell. So let's get into it, and I'll come back with my commentary.
They're doing great. Your prayer. You said what now? Your prayer. Typical Martell. Here we are at this event to celebrate Kimmy and all that she's going through and overcoming. And you're pressing me about this prayer. I am not here to talk about that or us. Now, I agreed to do it, but only to appease him at the moment. I really wasn't about to waste the Lord's time praying about Martell and I getting back together. He already delivered me out the lion's den, honey. God's been seeing go.
So Melody is saying, she's peeped game. He's trying to dress it up as, oh, can you pray about us co-parenting well? And then he is following up on it like you would follow up on a meeting, or if you were getting like your hair done or something and you wanted to make sure that your loctician or hairstylist, was still going to do it at that day and time. Like he's just like, your prayer. And, they're having all this conversation. Everyone is happy for Kimmy. Why would you bring that up? And then he tried to start off with, hi, Mel, how are you? How's the kids? Like the fake small talk. But Melody totally peeped game because in her confessional, she said, typical Martell, this event is about Kimmy. And he is bringing up, him asking me to pray for him. And I only told him I would to appease him, but I'm not praying about us being closer. God, Ben told me to go. So he's thinking that he can use her spirituality that gave her the strength and the fortitude to leave a disrespectful situation. He thinks he's going to use that same spirituality to try and get her to come back. Wishful thinking, Martell, not going to happen. So then he's going to bring it up again. So they're going to replay the conversation that you just heard, and then she's going to hurt his feelings, and he's going to want to continue it again at this golf party for Kimmy. And here we go.
I mean, I know you want us to pray at the same time and stuff, Well, I did. You prayed. I forgot about the prayer. Why are you doing me like that? I wanted her to pray about us, like, getting cool again and being better co-parents. And I'm the father of your children, 4 children. So it's like we should always be in a good place, especially that I'm not being negative. I'm not bringing you down. I'm not saying hurtful things. I'm not being spiteful. Like, why would you not? I'm not doing nothing wrong, is what I'm saying. Okay, can everybody hear me talking?
Stop the cap, Martell, because this is season 6, just episode 1, right after the Destin, Florida trip from season 5. And so this was 2022. And this episode, actually, they were filming it like Christmas of 2022. So we know a few months prior, he had just tried to threaten her with revenge P. So how could you sit up there in your confessional and say that the two of you should always be cool because I am the father of your 4 kids and I haven't said anything to hurt you or done anything? Stop the cap, Martell. Who are you trying to convince? The viewers or yourself? Like, because we all have seen on film you run amok in Vegas. And I think he was only calm in Destin because his mama was there and he did not want Marlene to witness the crazy that he showed in Las Vegas. And so you've totally given her reasons. And I want to also address something, because sometimes people who do not like Melody Cherie, they try to say that she is bitter. And Marlene used that same word in this episode as well. And I want to say that there is a difference between being guarded and cautious about someone who has violated your boundaries and being bitter. There are people that I do not F with, that I am blood related to, because they've already been disrespectful. And when I come around you in group settings such as this, you try to embarrass me. So I'm just going to keep a distance, and I'm no longer going to attend the circus. I just won't go to the circus anymore. And I feel like that is being cautious and guarded. And that is being mindful of how they are, especially when they say things like, and I ain't gonna change. which is really sad because throughout your earthly life, you should evolve, take a painting class, maybe take a yoga class, learn to appreciate the outdoors and how the seasons change and the flowers and notice the greenery and pull from that. That's what I love about going for walks outside before I go to the gym. Things like that, you should become open to and evolve and develop new interests. So when people say in a grouchy way, and I ain't gonna change, that's pretty sad. But in any event, there is a difference between being bitter and being cautious and guarded. And I think that that is a safety layer for you when you're dealing with people that have already shown you their hand. You already know what time it is. So you are guarded. You pick and you choose when you're going to be under the same roof with them and interact with them. You plan it ahead of time. You know when you're going to show up. You know how long you're going to be there. And you know not to go past small talk with them. Don't tell them anything deep. Don't tell them your personal plans. And then you know how long you're going to stay and what time you're going to leave. That is how you remain safe and protect your peace, protect your boundaries and your self-respect when you are around people who are manipulative and or disrespectful. And I really think that that is something that Melody has learned and has become a master of. And I think that some people want to paint the picture of her being bitter simply because they do not like her. And then someone like Marlene paints her as bitter because her son can no longer control her. Now, I want to just talk about something lighthearted and fun. I always like this scene. This is when Melody and Kimmy, they did like a mock call because again, Melody's like, I want to host this party in celebration of you finishing those treatments. And I know I'm going to have to call Tisha. And she and I haven't talked since the season 5 reunion. We all know what Tisha said to Melody, you have a dark soul. When who is your mom? Okay, but let's go ahead and listen to this. I always thought it was super fun and lighthearted, and I'll come back with some commentary.
So you're gonna have the surgery. Like, what's the time frame? A month, two? And the surgery is like in a week or two. And that's what we were having the conversation about when you came in. Because I felt like getting past chemo was a milestone. And it is. And it is. And it is. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. I told him initially, I was like, I wanted to have a party. Oh, we don't have a party? Wait. See, you can't act like that, though. Because that's what's getting me in trouble. He doesn't think a party is a cutback. I think that we kind of need to chill a little bit because this is only 1/3. You just got past chemo. We got surgery coming up. Mm-hmm. And then after that, then you have radiation. And if you don't rejuvenate, then what? I'm trying to find a middle to where he gets what he wants, I can get what I want in the best interest of my health. Well, if you tell me what you want, girl, I'll plan the party for you now and put it together. On this journey, this cancer journey that I've been on, Melody has been a really good friend. And I can appreciate it because we haven't always seen eye to eye. Y'all can check yourselves. I don't got to check. Wow. Your conversation over. But we've gotten closer. We've definitely gotten closer, and I consider Melody a good friend. But the elephant in the room, I'm going to invite everybody. And I wouldn't want you to feel some kind of way as pulling it together for me. And if there were people that you didn't want to come, in my brain, things were like we left them in LA. That you still had exception with Tisha. You know what I'm saying? Well, of course, if it was my event, there are several people on that list that definitely would be coming. But it ain't my event, though. So that would be fine. I mean, it would be what you want. Thank you. I think that's very thoughtful of you. It's about Kimmy overcoming the chemo portion of everything, and everybody going to be on their best behavior stuff. Absolutely. We're not doing shade. Do you mind if I give this bill too? When I invite your people, you mind if I'm saying no shade? But sometimes it works and sometimes it don't work. Good at that. Okay, so let me practice. Okay, you got this. Okay, let's practice. Ring. Hello. Oh, you there? Okay, go. Let's go. Miss Mel. How you doing? I'm good. Oh, okay, awesome. Well, happy holidays to you. Hope everyone's doing well in your family. I was giving you a call because, as we know, Kimmy, of course, just finished with her chemo, and she's wanting to have a celebration. I talked to her. You're hosting it? Yeah, I am. I'll make it a point to attend her function. Yeah, it's hers. Okay, wonderful. All right, so it'll be at 6 p.m. Okay. And make sure you're there. Can't wait to see you. Okay, all right, bye. God bless you in your journey. Okay. You did real good. I think you're going to get some stress. I think you're going to get some stress. Oh, my God. Hey, there we go. You handled that stress good, so just do the same thing. Yeah. You just got to keep going. Keep pushing forward. I will.
So I always thought that scene was hilarious. We all know who Kimmy was imitating. That was Tisha. Once Tisha would get Melody on the phone, and Melody says, "Hi, how are you?" And then Kimmy goes, "I'm good." And then it's just, just silence, dead air. And Melody's like, "Okay." And the hilarious thing about that is that I think that was a very realistic impression of Tisha. And Kimmy was definitely giving Melody some good practice during this mock call for when she would call Tisha for real to invite her to the event. And then she goes, I am hosting this party for Kimmy to celebrate her finishing her function, her treatments. And Kimmy's like, "You're hosting it?" And she's like, "I will attend her function." I think that was spot on. I thought that was hilarious. So scenes like this, I can definitely appreciate. I can remember like last year, I guess at this point it would be about a year and a half ago. I can remember recapping this episode, and I was like, the lighthearted scenes with Melody and another female, another girlfriend, it gives like Sex in the City, just like jokes, two women talking, having adult conversation. It's funny. I like it. I like it a lot. So this was a part of season 6, episode 1 in the beginning. So, what did you think about the beginning of season 6? What did you think about Martell badgering Melody about her praying about them being cool again and co-parenting? I definitely think that he was hoping, like, if I can get her to like petition God on this, then maybe I can get her to petition God about us getting back together. I think he was thinking, I got to move in baby steps. You know how simple men can think, especially when it comes to women. But I thank you all so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button on this video, as it is a free way of supporting the channel. And please subscribe to Shows Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. Happy Friday. We made it to the end of another work week. I am so thrilled. I'm going to check out Halle Berry's new movie. If you follow me on Instagram, I shared this evening on my IG stories this post of Halle. She made a joke of herself from this former movie called The Call, where she played a 911 dispatcher, and she had this crazy wig in the movie. She decides to wear the wig to the opening for her new movie, Never Let Go. And it's about, she lives like in the woods with her 2 sons. And I think there's like zombies out there. I think that it's like scary or maybe thriller / drama. I'm going to check it out and I'll let you all know what it's like. But it's a hilarious video. And so if you follow me on IG, you can see that on my IG stories. But I will talk with you all very soon. Bye.